cold down here. Alright. Welcome everybody to the Church of Chainmail, where we celebrate the weaving of the divine ring into the holiest armor. My name's Sean, I run mailworks.com, and I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, as well as make chainmail, and I'm going to work on this jelly cube tonight. If you want to come hang out for a little bit, say hi, ask what chainmail is. Don't have a... I did get... Okay. I got some mail in. Is this open? This is open. Okay. Dear Lord, what is chainmail? Hey Mike, how you doing? I did get some of these in, so we'll be making some more single strand bracelets here pretty soon. I've got to weld the rings in there for anyone following along. Got some more of these shackle clasps in. So that's going to take me a day. I got, I think, 20 of them. I want to put this back. There it is. There's the opening. Thank you for the roses. Alright. So I got those in, and I got some more stainless beads in, and make some single strand, all stainless. How do you order a custom? I typically don't do custom work. What I have available for sale is what I'll sell. You can message me and let me know what you want, and I'll see if I can do it. Right? But if you need something custom made in chainmail, if you go to the link tree in my bio, download the Mailworks app. There's an artisan section, and it's a whole bunch of chainmail artists that all do and are set up for commissions, and they're more prepared than me, right? So if you want something custom, you can message me and ask for it. I'll see if I can do it. If I have the stuff on hand, usually no problem. If I don't, and like I said, I don't typically take commissions or do custom work. There's a whole list of artists in the Mailworks app in the link tree. They're stainless steel, and I'm welding stainless steel to them. Same ones as the one I did this on, that we did last year. You're very welcome. Alright. Yeah, so I technically shouldn't be using these rings right now because I ordered these rings. And I'm only supposed to be using the rings that I have in my basement so that I can use them up and move on to rings that are more consistently manufactured, right? So I had a bunch of projects, and I had the rings on hand, and then the manufacturer changed. They adjusted how they made their rings, and so when I went to go order more rings, the rings I had did not match up with the rings that I ordered. So I said, to hell with this. Let me finish off everything I have down here, and we'll move on after I'm done with that. But I was approached by Wally from chain-reaction.ca, so Chain Reaction Canada, and he sent me some he sent me some rings to play with, and these are their bright aluminum 18 gauge 1/8 rings, and I'm on, I think, layer 12 of this jelly cube, and it's going. I just keep adding to it. I got a rubber band ball that is falling apart, and I'm trying to make this as big as the rubber band ball was, so a little bit at a time. And then I got 1,000 other projects I'm working on all at the same time. So like I went to Tandy and I got the leather for the bib for my motorcycle build. Wally's a good guy, has all my speeds and feeds for cutting your rings. There you go. I like Wally. I never would have used bright aluminum had he not approached me for this project. And it turned out great. These 18 gauge 1/8 rings from them are standard wire gauge, and they are perfect for a jelly cube. So I've made a few of these much smaller. After your last conversation, you doubled your cutting speed for bright aluminum rings. Right on. All right. So yeah, I got two hides, black Kodiak leather hide and your standard veg tan hide, and so a portion of that is going to go to the bib for the gas tank of my motorcycle, and then whatever the rest of it is going to be made into guitar straps. So I have a bunch of chainmail straps that I finally decided how I'm going to turn them into guitar straps, and it's going to be cool. And a couple belts. I have some belts that need some leather work as well. So yeah, got a bunch of supplies to make a whole lot of bracelets here pretty soon. I just finished up a whole bunch of bracelets. And then once I'm done with the supplies I have on hand, I'll be making a bunch of necklaces, and that will be like what I have for sale for the time being. Is the time being in the room with us right now? Alright. So I weighed this out. I went and looked at Chain Reaction's website to figure out how many rings per ounce they're using, and I didn't see a number. It's like 400 rings a bag, but I only got one bag, right? Which clearly has more than 400 rings in it. So I'm gonna have to, I gotta look up the equation for jelly cubes, and instead of weighing it to figure out how many rings are in here, I'll calculate. I'll do the math, I guess. Like, when are you going to use algebra outside of school? Oh, to figure out how many jelly cubes I've woven into the, or how many rings I've woven into this jelly cube. So, how is everybody's Friday? I do hope you're having a good start to your weekend. I had child trouble. He's fine, but he went to the orthodontist to get a scan. He's getting a extender piece put in, and then he just decided to be rotten the rest of the day. So just wanted to argue about everything. It's like, you have a spreadsheet for jelly cubes? You can send it to me. Absolutely. There's an equation out there somewhere to figure it out. I have it written down somewhere too. I don't I try not to remember. I try not to memorize things that I know are written down somewhere. Because I'm a bit slow. The less I have in my head, the better. So other than the child trouble, he got sent to his room, and I have had a quiet night here at the house. So that's nice. It's like I had some leftovers for dinner, and then the wife made some grilled cheeses for us. So I was going to be down here earlier, and I fell asleep on the couch for about half an hour, just snoozing. So I finally made my way down here in time to start the stream. Is this you messaging me? Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you. I will look at that. There's a lot. I think there's at least 8,000. I may be up to 10. I'm not sure. You sent it to me, found it in the Facebook group? Right on. That Facebook group sure is helpful. Thanks, Mike. I don't know if he's still in here, but... Julie, thank you for the share. Alright. Yes. Please, like, follow, and share. The trifecta helps me get out in front of other people and gets more people in here asking questions. And since it is the Church of Chainmail, where we celebrate the weaving of the divine ring into the holiest of armors, I want to be a humble disciple and spread the knowledge. So last night night before last. Last night we had practice. So Wednesday night I was streaming, and I was talking about how I'd only been like weaving top to bottom, and then like right to left, right? It's so useful, but so many times you've Googled something and couldn't find anything, but searched your group and found loads of info. Yeah. That is part of the reason why I'm so upset at the deletion of the Ringlord forum. There was a tremendous amount of information in there you could search, and I went to go look for something, and one day it was just gone. So that's also part of the issue of not writing stuff down, or no, I'm sorry, not memorizing stuff. In order to keep, my thoughts straight, is that if I lose the paper it's written down on, or if an institution deletes the forum in which it exists, it's gone forever, so. Alright, so yeah. So I was talking the other night. I was weaving top to bottom, right to left. And then the other day... Oh, thank you for the dinos. Thank you, Melissa. Then yesterday or today or something, I was weaving left to right. I was like, what is going on? And other chainmail enthusiasts had said that it depends on the situation how they weave, so... I don't know. I don't know if it correlates to anything or means anything. But I thought for sure I'd figured out something. So all right, got this first row roughly down the middle. It's like I have enough rings here. There's a purple ring hiding in here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. There's one purple ring. For anybody on the overhead, where to go? There. I don't know if that'll pick it up, but I've got enough rings here. I should be able to add one more layer to this all around. That's my hope. So we'll do that and work on the coif, and tomorrow, speaking of the coif, oh, this thing's cold. It was freezing down here when I came down, so that's like the bag fry or the onion rings in your thing of fries. All right, let's wear this. See if we get. I put my hat forward to keep it out of my face. So like I got distracted. I'm not supposed to be working on these projects, right? Oh, look at that line. That's so terrible. So you can see the discoloration in the rings. I'm supposed to be working on projects made from rings that I had in the basement, not rings I had ordered. I'm not supposed to be ordering rings, but I keep doing it. So now I'm distracted by these two projects, and tomorrow, if all goes well, I will start finishing up the saddlebags with the edging and getting the hide cut correctly and all that fun stuff. So that's going to take a little while, but it should be fun. I watch there's a lady on TikTok who embroiders the interior, or not embroiders, she does some embroidery, but she does the interior of cars, VWs to be specific. Try to say expific. I know words in the English language, but ordering rings is fun and exciting. Yeah. It is. And I want to finish up all the rings in my basement so that I can officially start ordering rings for specific projects. Right? As opposed to the kind of piecing together what I need right now. But alright. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll start drilling holes and cutting hide, and I'm making a jelly cube. So this is a chainmail jelly cube, and it's just a fidget toy, really. Alright, Rod and Pieces, thanks for stopping by. But I'm trying to make it as big as the enormous rubber band ball that I have at my bar for people to fidget with. And so I just keep adding more to it as time goes on. Oh, thank you for the follow. So and then I'm also working on this coif that I have on my head as well. Which is off center. Alright. So lots of random projects going on. I got a big ringception project I'm working on. That's the one I'm just making one long chain of full Persian. Here. And these are machine cut rings. If they were saw cut, I would have made jewelry out of them, but I have a ton of these. And what I'll do is I'll eventually cut them down to size and make individual rings out of them and then weave those together. So I've got that going on. And I've got a lot of these for some reason. Once again, this is one of those things where I ordered a bunch of a ring size I wasn't familiar with a long time ago and didn't have any plans for, and it's just been sitting for a decade and a half, you know? So now I'm trying to clean all that stuff up, and I got some big projects in mind, right? Oh, thank you for the follow. Yes. One by one, we'll steadily make our way to 1,000, or to 10,000. We'll get there. One at a time. I gotta take this off. Alrighty. So, hopefully, yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll get started on the saddlebags. I've been saying it for like 3 weeks now. Oh, I'm gonna get started on the saddlebags. Oh, you know, blah blah blah. And then I was like, I need leather for the edging of the saddlebags, which I didn't, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and make this look a little more clean, a little more professional. So let me try to add some leather edging to it. And now that I've got that, I don't have really any more excuses to avoid getting started. So I will be up before everyone tomorrow morning, and I will have a few hours to get set up and get started. Actually, I might not be up before my son because he went to bed early because he got in trouble. And he's probably asleep right now. And he's probably going to wake up in the middle of the night and be annoying. But he'll probably be downstairs around 4 or 5 o'clock. You know what? I don't know why he would though, because he doesn't have the remotes to his TVs. So he might sleep in a lot. He had a pretty stressful day, so we'll see. I'll probably be up first and then get down here, turn the fireplace on, warm up a little bit, and get everything set up to work on the saddlebags. What I'll do probably is I've got my TikTok camera, which is my phone, on my big tripod. I'll move that over in front of the fireplace, use my end table to put the saddlebag on, and have all my tools there to put everything together, and then try and go live. People can hang out and watch what I'm doing. So now the only thing, like, I've got the saddlebags, I've got the plan for them, great. Those will be done by the time riding season comes up. I've got the leather for the gas tank bib. That was like the last thing I needed. Now I needed a warm day to go out and measure the leather. Cut a big enough piece to cover the gas tank. And I've got, the toolkit that I haven't started on or anything, but I don't think that's going to cause too many problems. So the next thing is, thank you for the follow. Trying to figure out a design on the computer to hydro dip the fenders, the side panels, and the gas tank in, all before spring. So I got to make a design on the computer, find someone to hydro dip it, get all those pieces off of the bike, shipped to be hydro dipped. So maybe I can get this done in time for spring. Right? If I just get the toolkit, the gas tank bib, and the saddlebags done, great. I'll be happy with that. Just a whole bunch of chainmail added to my bike. But I'd like to have it all done. Because it's one of those things, if I have the money and I can get it done, I want to get it done right then, right? Because if I wait at all, I won't have the money. It'll go towards something else. Alright, it's starting to warm up down here. So I've been at this for about half an hour now, and I've done, see that bump across the top? It's like 2.5 rows. The sides of this cube are becoming so tedious that it's taking multiple hours to finish. I think I'm at like 386 rings to add before I complete one layer of one side. So I think when I was doing a different jelly cube, I calculated it out to be about 200 rings an hour. Some weaves you can weave a little faster, some weaves a little slower. But I think I was averaging about 200 rings an hour on these cubes, and so it's taken me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to finish a side at this point. And it's only going to get worse as time goes on and this cube gets larger. So there is a, I just saw someone post this really artsy chainmail shirt. I think it was in the main chainmail group over on Facebook. Brass and bronze and some brass scales on the for pauldrons and some brass and bronze necklace jewelry. It's pretty cool. It was like a sheet of chainmail going down the front and the back, and then the sides were kind of open and loose, and it looked, very like fantasy armor oriented. That's cool. It's like I ran around today. So I was down here working on this morning. Then I had to take my kid to the orthodontist. And I'm running a little behind, but I get him up to his orthodontist. He only had the initial scan, so it only took like 5 seconds. And after that, I was like, okay, I need to go grocery shopping. I've been putting it off, blah, blah, blah. Get to the grocery store, run around, grabbing stuff. It's like 3 o'clock at that point. 2:40, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. We're walking around the grocery store, and I see this woman I recognize. And I know 2 things about her. Her name begins with an M, and she has a St. Bernard. And I used to work with her. And I was like, all right, well, let me ignore, her. I don't want to interrupt anyone's grocery store time, but if I happen to pass like right by her and we make eye contact we make eye contact or something there, I'll say hello. And sure enough, in the bakery aisle, I'm walking by. I didn't even realize that she was the person there. And I look over, and she looks at me, and I go, "You own a St. Bernard, don't you?" And she's like, kind of shocked, like, who is this random person coming up? She's like, yeah. I said, okay, and you worked at such and such a place? It's like, yeah. I was like, okay, what is your name? And it was Megan. I was like, oh, I was so close. I thought, I couldn't remember for sure. I was going to say Melissa. But we said, hello, how are you? And then went on our merry ways. And so I finished grocery shopping throughout all of this. And I am heading towards a checkout, and I realize I have forgotten my wallet. So I have this full grocery cart with everything I'm going to need for the next week and change. And I have to take it up to customer service and be like, I forgot my wallet. I'll be right back. And at this time, it's probably 4 o'clock. So I run home. Home is 15 minutes away. I make it in 10. And I drive back. And I'm back at the store 20 minutes later. We get our groceries, check out, and head home. And throughout all of that, my son's being just atrocious. And then when we got home, we had an issue with him not being willing to take care of his dog, the dog he got for Christmas. So that's why he was sent to his room, because he pitched a fit over helping out. I was in the middle of putting hamburger in a freezer bag, and the dog needed to go outside, and he did not want to take care of the animal, so he was sent to his room. Uh-oh, what's going on with this ring? It's like an odd-shaped ring. Thank you for the share. Yes, please. Hit the, what's it called? The copy link button. Tap the screen. Throw a couple of likes my way. And if you like and share, I will regale you with my grocery store tales. Is it regale or regale? Pretty sure that's the right word. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. So, yeah, that was my exciting adventures today of forgetting my wallet, which is normally fine. If I'm going to the gas station is 2 blocks away, it takes me 30 seconds to get there, and I can go there and come right back, you know, in less than 5 minutes if I've forgotten my wallet. Usually not an issue. But the grocery store I was at was all the way across town. So it was a little more problematic than normal, but it's fine. I made it. We got groceries. We're going to survive another week this winter. We're supposed to get warmer temperatures and freezing rain next week, so I'm looking forward to that. It's like the ground is already covered in ice, and there's snow on top of it. And the snow, if you shovel it or use a snowblower to get rid of it, right, the drift just fills back in where you got rid of it. So there's no point in doing any of that. You just have to stomp through the yucky mess, the ick. It's fun. It's like we got down to, what? Said felt like negative 28 one night. And I wasn't outside. And I didn't spend any time in that weather. So, I'm okay. As opposed to other years where we've had like negative 40. It feels like negative 42. Right? And I had to be outside in the weather, driving around. That was fun. So, this year's not terrible. Knock on wood. We'll see what happens. Alright. You'd think being trapped inside all the time would leave me with more time to get projects done and more time to clean my house, but no. I mean, I've gotten some stuff done, and my house isn't insanely dirty or anything, but I need to mop, I need to vacuum, and I should do those things because I'm trapped inside and there's literally nothing else that's like a responsible thing to do. I just been putting it off. Just gonna get dirty again anyway. Why clean it, right? I'm kidding. My house is pretty clean. 99% of the time. Alright. Actually come quite a ways on here in a short period of time. 40 minutes. It's like I realize that, you know, what I do isn't always glamorous. Especially if the cube is like off center. It's like there's like one side that's off and you can visually tell. But when it's done, it's going to be a very large jelly cube. You know? It'll be cool. One of those things to have just to say I've done it. And it's, oh, I don't know, maybe once or twice a year I'll order some more rings for it and add them to the cube just to see how large it gets over a couple years' time. I don't want to work on this all the time, but I do need to start learning some more weaves. right? I probably know 25, 30 weaves, maybe a couple more. And there's like 1,000, okay? So I've never spent a whole lot of time since I first started getting serious about chainmail, right? It's like I spent a lot of time learning a bunch of different weaves. Then I took my base of knowledge and I started building things with that, right? And now we're here, where I have a large base of knowledge with a large amount of stuff completed, and I need to expand upon that. So I'm not looking forward to it. Simply because the last time I tried to learn a new weave, it was Moorish Rose, and it kicked my butt. Like, I was very humbled. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna magically figure this out and have it appear easy like all the others have been so far. And I'm sure once I look at it and it clicks, right, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, I can do that, blah, blah, blah. But no, I was streaming, I was trying to learn a new weave, and could not for the life of me figure it out. So I haven't tried to learn a new weave since, and I think that was last year. But I am going to need to, because some of the ideas that I have of stuff that I want to build once I'm done with the basement ring project, I'm gonna need a few more techniques, more weaves, to build some of these art pieces. So if that makes sense. So like if I take these large art pieces I want to make that I have in my head, right? Like the first couple, to the knowledgeable eye, will probably seem fairly basic, right? Like a lot of work, but okay, she just did XYZ, right? And I want to take it above that. So back to school I go. We'll see what happens. I think I mentioned this on Wednesday. All the different hobbies that are attached to chainmail, right? Like leatherwork and anodizing and welding and riveting, and so you start one hobby and you got to learn 10 more to finish a project you want to make. It's fun. I'm not intimidated at all by learning a whole new hobby. Buying a bunch of materials and supplies for media I'm not used to working with. That is the nature of the beast. Oh. Okay. So what time is it? 9:13. I wonder if we can finish one half of this layer tonight. I'm betting we can. If I can weave this ring in. You know what'd be cool? Two things would be cool. Making a monkey fist out of chainmail. Right? Like taking this JPL necklace that I have here and make it longer and make it into a monkey fist knot to a rope tying knot trick. Someone said I should do that the other day. And then the other thing I was going to mention was making a cube out of another weave. I don't even know what weave or what weave I would use for that. Right? Is there another weave out there that is like kind of symmetrical and I don't know. Can expand on an XYZ plane. I know Japanese 4-in-1, which is, this is a Japanese 4-in-1 cube. Each ring has 4 rings going through it. Can expand on an XYZ plane. I'm trying to think of others. Byzantine, I think, can expand on an XYZ plane. That would be a fun project to do. It would be cooler, right, if you not only made a cube out of another weave, but it was also, like, wobbly like these ones are, you know? Like, had the same or similar properties. I don't know if that could be done. Oh, excuse me. My assumption is no, but I won't know until I go and look. Right? Like, is this the only way to make a jelly cube? I don't know. I didn't come up with this. This was made popular by Steve. And even he didn't come up with it originally. He just happened to have one and show it to a bunch of people at the right time. And they were like, oh, how'd you do that? And then everybody was making them, as is often the case. But, yeah. Like, I'm certain it's not the only way to make a cube. Of that, I'm certain. But is this the only way to make it fidgety, like this one is? It's, I don't know. My common sense says, yeah, this is the only way. So, I don't know how deeply I'll explore this idea, but it'd be cool if someone came up with another way. All right. I think, yeah, we'll finish this by the time, well, I don't know. So, this is one of those times where I feel like I've talked about everything that I had on my mind, and no one's commenting on anything, which is fine. You don't have to feel obligated to say anything, but like when there's not conversation, it's me talking, and I have a hard time telling stories or even thinking about stuff to talk about while weaving. I can listen to stuff all day long, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it's like I'm not trying to be quiet, But it's just me talking to a camera, so I'm just gonna. Yeah. When I first started, I did experiment with a bunch of stuff. I had some galvanized steel wire that I got from Home Depot. And I was on the Male Artisans website digging through, trying to make cool stuff, and I was occasionally successful. So I've got, some, I'm not going to say skill, some experience digging through the chainmail archives and putting stuff together. Oh, I know. Okay, here. The other day, I ran into another person who makes chainmail, and they had a necklace in their hand, and that necklace was a specific weave. And they made the claim that what the weave was commonly known as is not what they called it, and they had invented it 23 years ago. Right? And I was looking, and I looked at the weave, and it's like, this is one of those weaves that I had just stumbled upon while messing around. I didn't have any instructions or tutorials. I was just making stuff up as I went along, right? And it's a fairly simple thing to stumble across. And I went my merry way, because it's one of those issues where, you can claim you invented something, whenever you want to, or that you were the originator of whatever. And this comes up in the chainmail group a couple times a year. And it's like, unless there's a way to verify that you were the first one to do it, there is a chronological record on the internet of what happened when. But it's just not worth arguing with people like that. You know what I mean? There's a similar situation. There's a guy down in Texas Renaissance Fair who claimed he had all these patterns and that everybody was stealing from him, and his designs and everything, and they were the most basic things out of European foreign one. Anyone could just weave them together without ever seeing any of his work, right? And he was adamant that, I made this. And it's like, no, my guy. Everyone made this. When they started making chainmail, everyone made it. Anyway. It's like if you're geographically isolated and there's no internet and you did something and then someone else did the same thing somewhere else, are they copying you? You know what I mean? The whole, if a tree falls in the wood, no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a noise. If you invented something and no one's around to see it, and someone else invents it somewhere else. And also, it's not like you get a plaque or a patent or a prize for inventing a chainmail weave, right? If you come up with something and you keep it to yourself, great. If you come up with something and you share it with the world, you get your name as the originator on a website, an obscure website. If that. That is trying, I know people are trying to correct the obscurity portion of it. Male Artisans is a broken website that will never be fixed, from what I understand. Chainmailers.com is a forum, and they're building up their tutorials, and it's a great site where they're, building like a base layer of information for everyone, right? And a place to interact, for a place for people to interact with outside of social media. Excuse me. So, but that's on the Metal Artisans website. The originator of whatever weave in their weave library, the name is on there, right? And that's all you get if you come up with the chainmail weave. Same thing on chainmailers.com. You know, you might get your name on there, but you're not winning prizes. There's no prize money in, you know, arguing over who came up with what first. So it's like I made, let me see here, do I have one here? Yeah, okay. This one's kind of loose. You should be able to see it anyway. Alright, I made one of these. This is my logo. This is the image you see right up there. Right? Ah, and it's just Byzantine wrapped in a circle. Right? And I had never seen anyone do that before, and I made a bunch of earrings out of it, and this was 20 years ago. And I sold a bunch of them. It was fun. Someone somewhere else did the same thing, and they got credit for it well after when I had first made it, right? But it, you know, they didn't win anything. They just they're the ones that took it to market. They're the ones that showed it to everybody else. Hi Leaf. I'm making a giant jelly cube. It's a chainmail fidget toy. Trying to build it up so it's as big as this rubber band ball I have, and leave it on my bar for people to play with. They're very fun. Of the fidget toys that you can make with chainmail, they're very fun. So there's a infinity cube. There's a little snap thing that people make. Jacob's ladders. What is a infinity rose bracelet? Was that what it's called? And then you got like juggling balls, hacky sacks, spinners, cinnabar spinners. Those are usually require a ball bearing of some kind, but they're fun. They're like tops, you know. All right. But yeah, so I don't understand the point in getting upset about someone having done the same thing as you and then being the one credited for it because they're the ones that brought it to the world, right? It's like there's 1,000 different weaves up on Male Artisans, and excuse me, the you know, the number of weaves that have yet to be discovered is still massive. So you know, if you invented something or came up with something and you didn't get credit for it, there's plenty of room to come up with something else. Some people, that's what they do, right? They spend all their time figuring out new ways to weave rings together into things. And that is not a talent I have. You know, I've stumbled across a few things here and there. But there are some very talented chainmail artists who are just gifted with weaving rings together. And it's like, oh my gosh. I could never in 1,000 years have thought of to try that, you know. One of those things. So my strength lies in other areas. And my stuff is just as good, but different, I suppose. Almost as good. My stuff is almost as good, just different. Trying to make myself feel better, because these guys are like... These are the people who've forgotten more about chainmail than I'll ever know. And I've been doing this for 27 years. Alright. What else? There's, oh! My ice maker's broken. And I don't know why. I went through the whole Samsung ordeal of the ice maker freezing over. Got that all fixed. And now the ice maker is not working. So the guy is coming on Monday between, I don't know, noon and 3 or something. So I gotta be available for that. Yeah. And, hopefully I'll have ice by next week. That'll be nice. It's like I like to drink cold Sprite and lemonade mixed together. And pink lemonade. Sprite and pink lemonade in a cup full of ice. Half and a half, right? It's great. But I can't because I don't have any ice. And I'm very sad. And yes, I could put it in the fridge and cool it down, but I never think to do that. Thank you for the follow. I never think to do that, and by the time I do get to thinking about that, it's, you know, too late. All right. Okay. Only a little bit left on this one side here. Yeah, like one more complete row. I'm gonna need some more water and some more rings. All right, these are bright aluminum rings from chain-reaction.ca, 18 gauge 1/8, and they're the perfect size for a jelly cube, like literally. Now after I'm done with this one, excuse me, after I'm done, right, like I'm going to stop using bright aluminum and just, you know, I want to move towards silver, gold, stainless steel, titanium, copper, right, for future projects. Bright aluminum's fine, but for what I want to do, it's too soft and not strong enough. So I will need materials that can be, you know, that are a little tougher for those larger art projects I want to do. All right. Excuse me. So moving forward anything I make, unless there's something that requires a specific material, I really only want to use stainless or titanium for 99% of stuff, and then if it's, requires a precious metal, then use the precious metal. I don't. I've said I don't want to use brass and bronze for anything, right? Your kind of your base metals. They tarnish really easily, and I personally don't think that they look all that good. Like, I've got a couple pieces with them in it, and it's very, I don't know. Like, they're okay. Like, they're cool concepts, but they look like, what would you call them? They look like mock-ups, right? Like, they don't look like a finished product, if that makes sense. Oh, excuse me. All right. Alrighty. This song is too loud. I can't see where I'm going. So when you're driving through a neighborhood, checking house numbers, turn the music down so you can read the house number. Alright. Done quite a bit. Half of one of these sides is no joke. I did run across a streamer who was wearing a riveted chainmail shirt tonight. He said, I deduced that he said it was steel, not stainless, so I'm assuming mild steel, right? And then it's riveted, so that makes sense. He had a big bear hat on, so that was cool. There are a lot of like fantasy, medieval weapons and costumers and cosplayers and stuff like that. I wish I was cool like them. It's like I enjoy dressing up for the Renaissance Festival, but like, my kit is not all that. It's not as nice as theirs, that's for sure. So, I think that means I need to make more. Oh, thank you for the follow. I need to make and buy more pieces of kit or gear. I don't want to have to learn how to make all the stuff I would want to wear. I should just go buy some too. Next time I'm at the Renaissance Festival. Which we have the Bristol Renaissance Festival up here. Or Renaissance Fair, whichever it is. And it's pretty good. I used to live by the Houston Renaissance Festival. That was fun. I didn't live by it. I lived in San Antonio and would drive to it the 4 hours across Texas. And the one we have here, it's not as big, but it's got plenty of vendors and pretty good food and a lot of people. So the important thing is that the parking sucks. So we got that. Got that going on. I was booted out of the Facebook group for making a joke that was deemed it was during COVID, and it was deemed insensitive, and it was like some guy wearing a suit of armor, and the joke was like plague mask or something, but it wasn't like a plague doctor or anything. It was just a like a guy wearing a suit of armor. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like, you know, plague mask 1184 or whatever the year was. Parking in Cerebral Bristol, you splurge and spend the extra $20 for VIP parking. That's the way to do it. What I'm going to do, if I go again anytime soon, I'm going to get an Uber. I'm going to get an Uber to drive me up to the front, and then I'm going to have an Uber come pick me up. I live close enough that it's like $20 maybe to drive there and back. Maybe less, I don't know. But yeah, so I was kicked out of the Facebook group for being insensitive during a highly volatile time. I was just trying to lighten the mood, but whatever. And other than that, though, Bristol's pretty cool. A lot of fun. I know one of the couple of the people that run one of the booths there that does chainmail, Rogue Mail. That's a good idea for anyone local. I think so. I've only ever once taken an Uber. No, twice. Twice. And they were, you know, perfect both times. Get in the car, get there, get out. It's great. So as long as I can be driven up to the gate and don't have to walk, we'll see. I was going towards something. There was a thought process I was working on about Bristol and Texas Renaissance Festival and the comparison and getting there. And oh yes, so when I go next to the Bristol Renaissance Fair, I will buy some more pieces for my garb. So that I can be as cool as the cosplayers that I see on TikTok and Instagram. Excuse me. I need I don't know. I've got like my motorcycle vest. I think I wore that the last time I went. That's covered in chainmail. So that's a pretty good piece of kit. But I don't really have anything that matches with it. So just some dude in a biker vest walking around the Renaissance Festival. And also the biker vest has chainmail on it. So how do you count jelly cubes? Like, because I'm getting mixed results here. It is from one end to the other 25 rings wide. I think. Yeah. 23 or 25. So I believe I am on layer 12. If that... if that is indeed how these things work. So it's a little over, is that including your connection rings? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so if you count every single ring going down one end, it's 25 wide. And if you just do the, you know, layers, I'm on my 12th layer, something like that. So and I have enough rings to do one more to go to layer number 13. Hey Wally, how you doing? Just talking about you. We're expanding on this jelly cube. I'm on layer 12 right now, finishing that up, and then I've got some of your rings here to expand it further. So to everyone watching, Wally over on Facebook runs chain-reaction.ca, where I got these rings to make this jelly cube, 18 gauge, 1/8 standard wire gauge. It's a perfect size for a jelly cube. So yeah, this is a did I get a gift in the package? No, that's not you guys. What else was there? I'm trying to think. When did I get these? And what else was in there? I mean, there's a purple ring in here. Is that what you're talking about? There is a purple ring somewhere in here. I've only seen a purple one so far. All right. So as far as the package, I don't think there was anything else in there. I don't know if I opened that upstairs or downstairs. I may have... Yeah, what happened? Nah, should have been an ounce of... Oh no, I did not see that at all. Okay, now I gotta go dig through my trash to find out if I opened this upstairs, and I probably tossed it. Which I might have. I'm so sorry, man. Here you are trying to be helpful, and I'm just throwing the nice things you do for me away in the garbage like a jackass. Yeah, either one. I don't... Like, I went through the package. I didn't feel anything else in there. I don't... You know, if I saw something, obviously I would have pulled it out, but... If you did send it and I threw it away, I'm very sorry. Be still my heart, yeah. I did not mean to throw your gift away. But see, to everyone watching, chain-reaction.ca, put an order in and you get something extra. So watch your packages if you order from them. Okay. All right. One half done. See that ledge right there? That's a little I don't know. It's roughly half. So once this is done, this will actually be a cube. Excuse me. So where are we at here? We're at 950. All right. For anyone watching, my name is Sean. I run mailworks.com. I make chainmail and have been doing so for the last 27 years. And the website has all my chainmail themed apparel and accessories on it. Things like this hoodie, right? Now you want to buy it back now that I've assembled it for you? Yeah, so mailworks.com. If you want to see me do more of this, you can support the channel by going to mailworks.com and getting yourself something nice. I will eventually get back to doing design work, and we're going to be putting the hoodies back up. And right now there's a giant snug hoodie, a giant chainmail themed snug hoodie for sale. That seems to be pretty popular as the polar vortexes plunge across the lower 48. I'm a big fan of the adult chainmail onesie. That's a lot of fun. So please go check that out. And if you are interested in learning more about chainmail, there is in the link tree in my bio. You can download the Mailworks app on the Google and Apple Store. And that is for beginners, it's for veterans, it's for anyone who is interested in chainmail. There's something there for everyone, right? You've got tutorials, where to find ring manufacturers like Wally, he's in there. You've got where to find other chainmail artists and where they hang out at. Social media groups and forums. Yay, jelly cubes, yes. And if you don't want to learn how to make chainmail, there is an artist section where you can contact most of the artists, and they are set up to take commissions, more so than me. And they have other things that you might be interested in for sale. So I'm hoping to build that section out some more this year. All right. Excuse me. So if you're interested in learning more about chainmail, go and get the Mailworks app. It's free. It's to help people on their journey of getting started in making this stuff. It's all the resources I would have wanted when I first got started 20 years ago. 27 years ago. Why did it do that? Don't be like me. Hold on to your rings. There you go. Man, my throat is dry. My sinuses are dry. It's been killing me. All right. There we go. Yeah, so please go check out my website and get yourself something nice, and that helps me keep doing this. And download the Mailworks app if you're interested in learning more about chainmail, or you want to get something made or commissioned from one of the artists there. You know, this is the Church of Chainmail, where we celebrate weaving the divine ring into the holiest of armors. And I am but a humble disciple of the way of the ring. And I've got tons of projects and tons of stuff to do. A lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. So I'm excited. I'm having fun. It is, however, getting to be around the time where I've got to get upstairs and make sure that everything is ready for tomorrow. Not quite there yet, but thought my spiel would take longer. Like trying to do the end credits before it's time to get out of here. See if I can finish up this row. I've dropped like 3 rings on this. This is how I know I need to stop. My pliers slipped off one ring. I dropped a ring. My pliers slipped off another ring. It's getting late for me. So, and I even took a nap before I got started. It's like I had dinner. I had some ravioli. And then my wife made grilled cheese. So I had 2 grilled cheese and some tomato soup on top of the ravioli. And then I just racked out for 30 minutes at about 7:15. Where else do I stream? So I am on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch right now. And then TikTok right there. So as soon as I get to 10,000 fans on TikTok, I will be able to have it all on like one on my computer, as opposed to having my phone set up. And it's a little like I've got an overhead angle on the computer, right? Like the camera is actually right here for my computer, so you get like a direct shot of what my hands are working on, as opposed to this where the comments are hiding what I'm working on. So, and it's, you know, we pick up new people in every area, right? Anytime I just tried to focus on one platform, it never went anywhere. And so finally I started streaming to all of them, or as many as I could. And I tried streaming to Instagram too. That did not work out at all. So whatever integration issue they have going on, they need more work between Streamlabs and Instagram. So the you know, you just pick up people as you go along, and it kind of works. Every now and then you'll get someone pop in on a platform that's usually pretty quiet, and like most of my traffic is from Facebook and TikTok. Like 99% of it's from TikTok and 1% of it's from Facebook. But, you know, occasionally someone from YouTube will pop in, or someone from X, or someone from Twitch, you know, that we haven't seen in 6 months. And they're like, hey, remember me? And I'm like, no, but, you know, what's in my beard? Has that been in my beard the whole time? What was that? Probably like leftovers. Thank you for the roses. All right. And little by little, we introduce people to chainmail and what it is, and then that they can make it themselves. And, you know, one day I'll have a video go viral, and a whole lot of people will know all at once, and it won't be this slow. You refuse to indulge Elon, so you still call it Twitter? I think a lot of people do. You still tweet instead of Twix. It's like, what do you say? I X'd, right? I posted an X today. Alrighty. So, as I was saying before, it is time for me to go and check out to make sure that everything's ready for tomorrow. I am going to stop here. I'm about halfway done with this last layer here. I'll finish that up probably tomorrow morning before if I have the free time to get started on the saddlebags. That's what I'm going to try and do, and I'm trying to get the camera set up. It will be a TikTok exclusive thing because it'll just be my camera over there. So if you want to see more chainmail, learn more about it, if you want to support me while you do it, go to mailworks.com and check out the stuff I have for sale. All chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And, you know, follow, like, share the stream and my videos. I do appreciate it. If you want to learn more about chainmail, go to the link tree in my bio. Go to the link tree in my bio, which is over my shoulder here. And, check out the Mailworks app, which has all the resources I would have wanted when I first got started doing chainmail 3 decades ago. All right, so you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I will. I'll probably be back on tomorrow night, and if not tomorrow, then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday's practice. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Bye. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. It goes for everyone over here, too. If you're new to chainmail and you want to find out more, go to my website, and there's a link to the Mailworks app on the website up at the top. And if you want to support me, go to my website and get yourself something nice that is chainmail themed.